What's up, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video. And no, I'm not wearing the same shirt 2 days in a row. I'm just recording this like 15 minutes after I finished recording the last episode, and I will release this tomorrow. So, basically, welcome back to a brand new mapping video. Yeah, it looks like not many people are fruity because they are not hitting the notification button, but that would be greatly appreciated. Y'all did. So where were we? I should probably watch the end of the last video to know where we were. So, just to catch up, this is Ambola, this is Northern Duxland, this is Southern Duxland, and the rest of this is nothing yet. This looks like Florida. Okay, that's not Florida. But yeah, this one looks like a jigsaw piece. And this one just looks like a big boy. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and yeah, we're going to head down here. So, Northern Duxland at this point is in no condition to truly set up as a independent they're struggling, okay, and and they're not allowed to expand at all. Like they can't go over here. Wait, hold up. They can't go over here. They can't go down south. They definitely can't go up north towards Ambola, and so they're just like they're struggling. That's the point. So uh, they can't do anything. So these people are going to get mad, and there is a shimmer of hope for Ambola as the Ambolan or for Northern Duxland as the Ambolan Southern Duxland alliance is starting to kind of like struggle as following a small disagreement, a Ambolan troops had a physical, not they didn't shoot, but they had a physical altercation with that of the Southern Dukist soldiers, and this altercation was not too friendly of an altercation, and yeah, I cannot drink that. But yeah, basically, following this altercation, the trade alliance was effectively broken. So no more of this, no more of this. Like they no longer friends. They don't like each other no more. So basically, now what we are going to do is we are going to try and find a way for us to do more lore. So, oh, expansion age, perfect. So Ambola, who at this point had following this territory grab as well as the trading during that time before the alliance broke, they were able to grab a large amount of natural resources, which basically gave them the ability to start their expansion again. So they went ahead and expanded up here and effectively started taking all of this land, and basically that was it. Well, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. A little fruity. No, of course I am not kidding. I am kidding. That's not the end of the video because well, these videos cannot be 3.5 minutes long because they just can't be, and I said no. So yeah, they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna expand all the way up here, out here, and eventually they're gonna run into some problems as though they did have a lot of land, they were still scared that Northern Duxland was going to let's break the treaty and start a war. Now they knew that they would absolutely crush them, but they also knew that it would still cost a lot of resources that they just gained. Also, that this panhandle was kind of hard to protect, and they also wanted to meet up with Southern Duxland, and so what did they do? They expanded even farther and expanded right here. And this massive expansion is going to go ahead and give them a lot of resources to deal with. Now, Northern Duxland at this point is like, okay, we got to find a way to expand, because we're running out of resources, okay? Our people are not happy. They're starving, running out of food. No one will trade with us because of that little war we did. And basically, we got to fix that. We got to change that. Like, We don't like that. That's not a good thing. So they started looking around, and they found. So they started sending ships out for a bit of land that was undiscovered. And what did they find? They found. Follow. Okay, buddy. They came down here and were like, oh wait, there's land right here. That is good. So what do they do? Well, they set up a little. They set up a little bits of land down here, and it was like, oh okay. But then this country, then they found it that this was going to be hard to keep control of. So they tried to destroy the settlement, but instead of destroying the settlement, they were just like, you know what? We'll just we'll give them their independence so that one, if a country tries to go to war with us, two countries, like even though they're two very small countries, it's still gonna feel more intimidating, just kind of like psychologically, as well as we could like do trade here, you know, both of them economically assess it as just that. So this country is gonna go ahead and gain its independence. Why? Because I said so. Now this country is gonna be known as Brava or Bravo or Brava, yeah, Brava, and Bravia or Bravia, yeah, Bravia. Bravia is going to be a cool little country that is going to be down here, and just like expected, I'm pretty sure you expected, they quickly began expanding and expanded all the way up here, and now we have to get these little borders here. So after getting rid of that border, just like my dad got rid of his got rid of his ownership of me, we're gonna go ahead and yeah, they're gonna try and secretly do this. Secretly, like find their way down here, and yeah, basically just keep trading. Now, Southern Dukelands, Southern Dukelands, they're like, wait, they start seeing like ships on their shores, and I'm like, wait a second, is there and like and they see northern Dukeland ships like flying through their shores. Like, wait a second, is there like something happening here? And basically, the northern, and so at this point, tension between Ambola and southern Dukeland is starting to get pretty big. And it's like, and northern Dukeland is like, hey, is it fine if I go ahead and violate our treaty and attack southern Dukeland because they're starting to get too big for their heads and might end up attacking you? And I know you can't really afford a war right now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and fight the war for you, and hopefully they'll back off. And Ambola is like, you know what? Sure, why not? So what do? They do exactly what you expected of them. They declare war, as well as Bravia also declares war on Dukeland. Now, um, Bravia might be a little bit of a problem. Why? Because everyone's a problem, including myself. Because okay, but they're not gonna do much of this war. So they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna start hitting these coastlines, and they're gonna have multiple points of attack where they're going to invade this land, as well as like wrap around here and quickly just take all of this land and connect this vantage point, to connect the three offensive lines and start stretching around into more parts of southern Dukeland. And basically, their goal is to capture the capital in this next campaign. And Bravia is starting to like attack ports and was able to even do a small like planned landing right here and start heading even more towards the capital. So now with the North Southern Dukeland forces spread across two fronts, they are uh, they are having a much harder time to stop because so they decide to try and isolate one of these fronts and does a massive attack and and not a massive attack, like a small attack on these more weaker points in the line. So they're like, okay, we gotta rush soldiers up here, in which then Southern Dukeland forces then hit a stronger vantage point, which small amounts of soldiers had been taken out. Now, in which they then besieged this little area down here, which fell pretty quickly. In which Bravia continued to invade do this as they like launch troops into it, as well as Northern Deutschland also continue to stretch its troops into it. The invasion force would continue as basically Southern Deutschland was greatly struggling to hold them off. And finally, they decided on a treaty where like this is like the back and forth of Deutschland, where basically I'll show you how the treaty is written. And basically, what's their name? What's her name? So basically, Northern Deutschland basically took all this land, and so that's gonna be it for this video. Like actually, this time. So like, subscribe, and maybe turn on notifications if you like free. Bye.